Hello everyone, Mike here with you guys once again. And just so you know, before I start, the reason why I haven't been doing a whole lot of videos is because, again, I still have my cough. I have my cough since December of last year. This is as long as I've had a cough. Anyways, I wanted to comment on the Sony presentation that just happened today. I think it's called State of Play. Is essentially a almost plagiarizing complete ripoff of Nintendo Direct. I mean, the way that it was presented was so similar to how Nintendo did it. So much so that it felt like plagiarism, like blatant plagiarism. Um, the response, there's been two responses. PlayStation, because there was a lot of focus on PlayStation VR, but not a lot of focus outside of that. There were some non-VR stuff that they showed, but those weren't that amazing. There was some good stuff. There was some interesting stuff there, just not anything mind-blowing outside of the VR. But the VR stuff they showed definitely interested me. There's so much I have to look forward to this year. There's Iron Man VR, which I am looking forward to because I would love to be in the Iron Man suit. However, I'm not really interested in a rail shooter. I'd rather just fly around freely and shoot stuff. I think that'd be more interesting to me. But, yeah, just being in the Iron Man suit sounds interesting to me. Also, No Man's Sky. I originally wanted it for the Xbox One X because, of course, the Xbox One X enhancements, they make third-party games better. But I don't do that if there's a VR mode. And guess what? There's going to be VR in No Man's Sky. I'm talking about the VR stuff right now. So I'm hoping it's the entire universe in VR. If that happens, I will finally jump in to No Man's Sky and play it in VR on PS4. Yeah. And also, for the first time ever, Five Nights at Freddy's, or as I like to call it, Five Nights at Bonnie's, yay bun, is finally coming to console. But in VR. And since that game is basically nothing but jump scares, VR is the perfect formula for this franchise. Now, I think it's coming on a little too late because the craze of that franchise has died down considerably. But still, this could be, since this game was one of the first like horror games that was primarily for children. This might be a lot of kids' first foray into horror in VR, which might be a bit much for them, because even for adults, a jump scare in VR can be too intense. But hey, Bonnie can pop up in my face anytime it wants, because it's a bunny. So when everyone else is freaking out, I'll just point and go, "Yay, Bon!" and go bunny crazy. Yeah, FNAB. Not FNAF, FNAB. Okay, what else? What other VR stuff did they show? There's this new artsy game. I think it's like Concrete. I can't think of the name, but there's this artsy PS4 title where you paint stuff and bullies are after you. And there's supposed to be a VR mode for that, so I'm interested to see what that's going to be. Let's see. Am I missing any more VRs? I know they did a lot of quick announcements. There's finally a date. I think it's late May. For Blood and Truth, finally? Yes. For those who don't know, that is basically going... It looks like it's going to be a full-length version of the London Heist. It's not London Heist, but it's from the same people, and I think it's going to be the same genre. But it is going to be a different story. And there's a scene that looked like a first-person view of the plane's takeoff sequence in Uncharted 3. So I was like, wow, cool. So it's like playing Uncharted 3 in VR. At least at that point. Alright, so now let's talk about some of the non-VR stuff, because there was a few of that too. Most of it was underwhelming, but there are some interesting spots. So, I never played Crash Team Racing because I did not have a regular PlayStation 1 because I had an N64 at the time. I went with the N64 because, again, it was 64 bits over 32. Big mistake, because I missed out a lot of games that generation. But I'm not really too interested in that and the Crash Team Racing because it just looks like PlayStation's Mario Kart. And if I'm gonna play a ripoff, I might just play the original. Play Mario Kart, honestly. Let's see what else they had. They had Days Gone, which is, it looks good, quality wise, and I like that you can lead an entire pack of zombies to your enemy's camp and have them overwhelm it. I think this could be a very good, possibly great game. But again, I am fatigued on zombies. I'm tired of zombies. Give it up, people. Zombies are over. I've been tired of zombies for years. They were cool. Trust me, zombies were awesome. It's just that they're overdone. And if you don't feel that way, well, you probably haven't. You're probably much younger than I am, and probably aren't as fatigued yet. I don't know. But yeah, tired of zombies. And plus, I just feel like The Last of Us 2 is just going to be so much better. A lot of people were disappointed there was nothing on Last of Us 2, and I can understand that, because I want more Last of Us 2. They're probably saving that for later this year, because they're going to be doing more of these presentations, so they're probably saving some of the bigger stuff for later on. Let's see, what else non-VR stuff to talk about? They ended it with Mortal Kombat 11, revealing that the story will deal with the 90s versions of Mortal Kombat characters facing the current versions of Mortal Kombat characters. It's supposed to continue the story that takes place after X, and that is Alex's most anticipated game. Whenever there's another Realm fighting game, that's going to be his go-to game. So every 2 years, he's going to be playing another Realm fighting game. It's either going to be Mortal Kombat or Injustice, and this is the Mortal Kombat year. And yeah, looks good. And let's see what else. I know I'm missing a lot because my memory is not great because I'm old. Let's see what else did they talk about. That's not VR. I mentioned the art house, the artsy game, Concrete something. Does look interesting. I think it has potential. Oh, there's one game I can't remember the name of it. I think it's from Devolver. I don't know if it's from Devolver Digital or not. Because I know they presented something, but there's a space game where you are. It says in the trailer that you are the station. So I'm wondering if it's going to be some sort of night trap thing, where you as the station can decide how to treat the people living inside you. That's sort of my interpretation of the trailer, but it looks really interesting. It's like a sci-fi thriller thing. So, but those are the types of games that really interest me. What I love about Sony is when they take risks and do something different. Even if it fails, I respect them for doing something different. Like I said, I can't remember the names of these because I don't take notes, but I am looking forward to the space thriller game. We're learning more about it, I should say. So there you go. As a person who is obsessed with VR right now, I give thumbs up to the conference. However, presentation. However, if I did not have VR, I would have been, or if I wasn't into VR, I would have been disappointed. So the reactions have been very based on who's into VR and who's not. And I'm fine with them doing a VR-centric event, because it's letting us know, hey, those of you who invested in a VR headset, we're not abandoning you. And after they abandoned the Vita, it's such a relief to see, because the Vita deserved a lot more love than it got. Anyways, that's all I got to say for now, and I will see you in a future video. And also, I want to do more of those quick little shorts. I did a couple of them already with my stuffed animals, and I have some ideas for some more. They're meant to be short and quick and have some sort of some sort of humorous element that appeals to me, even if no one else gets it. So if you don't get any of the jokes or references, they're not necessarily for you. They're for me, and I just want to share them because I love my stuffed bunnies, and I watched a few videos on them on people who did like these little presentations of stuffed animals, and I was interested in trying that out for myself. So let me know what you think of those if you get the chance. They're really quick. There's only 2 of them right now, but I want to add a 3rd one, and I'm not going to say anything else about them. And so there you go. Those are my thoughts on the PlayStation presentation. I can't wait to see more. I think they're holding out. For those of you who were disappointed and wanted to know more about the bigger AAA titles, I think they're saving those for later this year. So hopefully we'll see more of those as well. And as for us PlayStation VR gamers, yay for us. That's all I got to say for now. Bye.